Hi guys, and welcome to another video. My name is Jackie if you guys are new here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to realize that you're stressed out and then what to do about it. Stress is something that has invaded all of our everyday lives and is something that we've come to perceive as normal, but chronic stress is not normal and it's not good for you, and you shouldn't just let it run rampant because it can really do some damage. I'm going to talk about some common stress signs and then some awesome de-stressing tips to help you keep your stress levels nice and low and manageable. So the first sign of stress is hair loss, and this is one you've heard before, and you're probably thinking about the clumps of hair falling out. That is not what we're talking about here. Yes, that can happen with stress, but that's not what always happens. Sometimes your hair just increases in how much it sheds. Personally, for me, this is what I actually experienced. When my stress levels were insane, I used to have hair all up and down my arms. I was picking it off my body all of the time, and I thought it was just normal because I always had long hair and it sheds. And yes, long hair normally does shed, but the degree to which I shed, I figured out, was not my normal. That was actually my stressed out state. So watch how much your hair sheds. If you're a long-haired girl like me, if you notice it increasing in how much it's shedding, but it's not falling out in clumps, start watching that. The next thing to watch out for is headaches or face or jaw pain. A lot of the tension we keep from stress tends to be in our jaw or head and face, and so that's where we end up feeling it. Again, another one that I personally experienced with my jaw, I developed TMJ, and that can also then give you headaches. It's a circular situation here that I was stuck in. The only way for me to get rid of it was to deal with my stress. The next common stress signal is digestion or bloating issues. While bloating and some stomach pain can be normal, especially if you're eating some processed or unhealthy foods, experiencing it on a daily basis with constant discomfort, that is not normal, and it could be caused by your stress. It could also be caused by your diet and many other factors, but stress causes inflammation, and if that inflammation goes into our gut, that's going to lead to lots of digestive issues because inflammation in our gut, not a good thing. The next common stress signal is brain fog or having a hard time focusing. If you're constantly stressed, then so much of your body's energy is going to combating the stressor, and that's taking away from the energy levels you have every single day, which comes to your brain function and how well your brain works. So if you're having a hard time focusing, you're doing a lot of work and it's just not working, you're probably stuck in this catch-22 cycle of needing to do work, but the more work that you need to do, the harder it is to do because you're having a hard time focusing because you're stressed out about work, and you just keep going and going and going. You gotta stop and de-stress. And the last common stress signal is changes in your libido. This is something all of us have to look for. Without diving into it, pretty sure we all like to have our sex, so we want to make sure that our libido is up and running well. So too much stress can cause decreases or even increases, but most likely a decrease in your libido, and your stress might be what's causing that if you're experiencing that. And then just a bonus, really weird one that I alone experienced that I've literally never heard anyone experiencing before, but raising your eyebrows constantly. There's got to be someone on the internet who has this. Whenever I'm stressed out, I'll do this. You probably notice, especially the further back you go in my videos, that my eyebrows are just raised because I'm stressed out from filming, because it was very awkward and nervous for me. I'm so much more used to it, so it's very easy. But raising my eyebrows all the time, in middle school, I already had chronic stress issues in middle school, and I remember thinking that this was my normal facial expression. That's genuinely what I thought for years. Don't know what it is that makes me do that. Probably just keeping more tension in my face because I'm dealing with a stressful situation. But just a weird one, just for kicks to tell you about. Now we're gonna dive into what to do about all these stress signals that you've been experiencing. So for the first one, this is kind of a common one, but take care of your body. This isn't just make sure you get your exercise and eat good food. Well, yes, this is true, but making sure you're getting enough sleep. If your workouts are actually hard, are you making sure you're recovering? Are you fueling your body correctly? Are you feeding it the right things? All of this. If you're not treating your body right, your body is in this stressed out state, which may feel mentally you're in a stressed out state, but it's really coming from your body. So make sure you're taking care of your body so then your mind can start to work on taking care of itself. The next tip is to stop multitasking. Our brains were not meant to multitask, not meant to jump from A to B to C to D and blah, 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 blah. They're not meant to do that. We are meant to focus on one thing at a time. Structure your work around doing that. Make a big chunk of time to do one thing instead of 6 chunks of time throughout the day to work on that same thing. Just put them all at once. Focus on the one thing that you're working on, not everything else you have to do, but the one thing you're working on, and stop freaking multitasking. My next tip is to get your mind quiet, and that sounds like just a do yoga and meditation tip, which, yes, those things would work, but it's whatever gets your mind quiet. Whether that is yoga or meditation, getting out in nature, having a killer workout. Sometimes that gets your mind quiet, sometimes it gets you excited, depends on the person. Just playing with your dog, just whatever quiets your mind. Sometimes that does involve getting slow and quiet physically and in your environment, but whatever it is, if it quiets your mind, that's what I'm worried about here. And this can be anything. It just has to quiet your mind. My next tip is to put whatever you're stressed about in perspective. It's really likely that whatever you're stressed about doesn't actually matter. Is it gonna matter in a week, in a month, in a year? Depending on what it is, probably not. So take a step back and think about what you're stressed about and how much it actually matters to you. And my last tip, this is especially for when you're currently stressed out rather than combating ongoing stress, but remember that you're alive, you still got all your limbs, you're not in grave danger, so you can chill out. You know, you're not about to die, and if you are about to die, this probably isn't the video to watch for how to deal with that, but just remember that you're okay. Think about something that makes you feel safe, because what can help with our stress is if we calm our ego, and the ego is the part of you that wants to keep yourself safe and wants you to survive. So if you remember that you're still alive, you're still doing okay, you know, you're not gonna die anytime soon, you're not gonna be hunted or go into starvation or anything, so like you can chill out. That can help you get your stress down. So that is all for today's video of my common distress signals and then tips for how to deal with your stress. And again, I want to reiterate this, like I said at the beginning of the video, being chronically stressed out and constantly worried about your to-do list is not normal and shouldn't be seen as normal. You need to do something about it. It's not okay. It's not a good place to be. I've been there. Believe me, I've been there. Please do something about it. Use these tips, find other tips on YouTube, get that stress down, because it's not a fun time. But if you guys enjoyed these signs and tips, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and tick the notification bell so you don't miss any new content from me. I upload new videos every Monday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown.